Okay, so there's only another couple of options that he's really got from this position. One of them is to drive his body over the top of me, and the other one is to basically sit up straight. Both of these options to let me take his back almost instantly. Okay, so if you haven't seen the video where I've swept into this position, I'll link it to this video as well. I've got that onto my double wrist lock pin. As I've said before, if he tries to turn towards me, it's quite difficult. If he tries to turn away from me, it's quite difficult. Really big, strong guys with really big, strong cores, what they do is they just tend to swing their legs and sit right on the backside and sit up. Alright, and they're fighting from this point. He will eventually turn towards me, and horror happens. Okay? So I need to be really ready for him when he sits up. Okay? So that when he sits up, I'm going to really throw him. My knee goes up behind his back. Okay? See how my knee is right up behind his back. The hook is the back, past the back. He basically drags me up there because he's that strong. This hand's going to go over the top, and I'm going to grab, I like to grab two hands on your wrist. And this foot goes across his hips, and I take him to this side. Okay, so he's already on the choking arm. It instantly works right into the triangle. Okay, the body triangle. Right, do that again. So I go here, pin his hand on his chest. I've got the double pin. He sits up. As he sits up, I'm going to swing my leg up underneath, and I come and sit up behind him. Hand goes over the top, and I grab his wrist. Okay. As I sit up, I'm going to want to fall over on that hip. As I want to fall over on that hip, I'm going to get this leg right across to his opposite hip. As it goes right across to his opposite hip, what I'm actually doing with this leg is I'm actually holding his back and pushing it and pulling this side at the same time. This leg then goes over the top, this hand stopping him being able to stop me getting my body triangle, and I get my body triangle in. Once my body triangle's in, I can start to work for my rear naked choke. Alright, so that's one thing, if he sits straight up. But we can do exactly the same move if he forces himself over me bodily. So if I'm here, one of the other things that Graham can do is drive his body weight over the top of me and get all the way over here. It kind of ruins everything I've got. But in doing that, he's going to lift his hips up off the ground, or he more or less has to lift his hips up off the ground. So as he forces his body weight up and his hips come up, I'm just going to slip underneath him and put my hooks in. Okay, so I'll go back and do it one more time. I go here and get my body, so my pin is here. Trying to keep on my hip makes it quite difficult for Graham to drive me flat. There are some really strong guys, and some guys that get you by surprise though. He'll force himself over, let's go underneath, over the top, take him into my hooks, and take him into my body triangle depending on what I want to do. Okay, so the Kimura pin, although it's not a traditional position in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it's not a really traditional position in judo or any of the other things. In catch wrestling, it's a lot of throws come from double wrist lock, so what you guys are called Kimura. And from that pin,